Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Okay, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into this big pile of sources you sent over, all about Apple's WWDC 2025. A ton of stuff announced.
Yeah, a lot. We've got the details on iOS 26, this very different new look they're calling liquid glass, and of course, the big push into AI. Apple Intelligence, they've branded it.
Right. So our mission here is to unpack it. What do they actually announce? What's genuinely new? Maybe what's a bit unexpected. And, the bottom line, what's it going to mean for how you actually use your iPhone or your iPad, even your Mac?
We'll need to look at the new design, get into the weeds on the AI features, cover the updates to the core apps, the everyday stuff, and then maybe zoom out a bit, see the bigger strategy.
Okay, let's start with the visuals, and that's the first thing people will notice. This liquid glass design in iOS 26.
Yeah, and it's not just iOS, is it? The sources say it's system-wide. iPadOS, macOS at Tahoe, watchOS, even Vision Pro. They want everything looking consistent.
Consistent, okay. But what is it? Like, what does liquid glass actually involve?
Well, the idea seems to be about animated depth, translucency, making the interface feel like it reacts more visually tactile, almost.
Visually tactile. So what does that look like in practice?
Think layers. Like elements are stacked, maybe transparent. Backgrounds might show through icons, menus, notifications, and things might shift or catch the light differently as you move the phone or interact. More fluid, I guess.
Apple's pitch is that it's a natural evolution, right? To make things feel more immersive, get you more engaged.
That's the official line, yeah. But the initial takes, well, they've been pretty mixed. Let's say lively.
Lively is one word for it. I mean, almost immediately, people started making comparisons. MKBHD, other reviewers, pointing straight at Windows Vista's Arrow look, which is, well, it's a throwback.
Exactly, and not necessarily in a good way for Apple. The worry is it looks dated, not futuristic. Plus, some real practical concerns are popping up.
Like readability.
Yeah, readability seems to be a big one. If you've got text, like a notification, floating over a complicated see-through shifting background, is that always going to be easy to read quickly?
Good point. And then, of course, the memes started. Social media is having a field day comparing it to, well, Vista mostly.
Naturally. It does raise that question, when does fancy design get in the way of just using the thing? But Apple seems to be sticking to their guns, saying it'll improve engagement. We'll see.
Okay, so the look is debatable, but underneath that, there's something maybe more fundamental going on, this Apple Intelligence.
Right, that's the umbrella term for their whole AI strategy.
Yeah.
And the core idea, the thing they kept hammering home, is on-device processing.
On-device?
Yeah.
That feels like the key differentiator they're going for. Why is that so important for them?
Well, speed is part of it, but the main thing, the really big sell, is privacy. A lot of this AI stuff happens right there on your phone or iPad. Your personal data isn't constantly being shipped off to Apple's servers.
So it can even work offline sometimes.
Exactly. And Craig Federighi really leaned into that. He framed it as a core privacy principle, not just a technical choice. Keeping your data local.
Okay, so how does that on-device power actually show up in features?
Live translation is a great example they showed. Real-time translation, right inside messages, FaceTime, even normal phone calls.
And because it's on-device, the conversation stays private. It's not going to the cloud to be translated.
That's the claim. Totally on-device, totally private. And they're adding, I think, 8 more languages by the end of the year.
Okay, what else?
Enhanced visual intelligence. It builds on things like live text, but gets smarter. It tries to understand what's in an image or on your screen, not just the text.
So like point it at a landmark or look at a picture of a product and it knows.
Yeah, exactly. And again, because it's on device and private, you can take immediate actions. Copy text from a document screenshot, sure, but also maybe tap on a product in a photo to shop for it, or see a date mentioned somewhere, and instantly create a calendar event. No cloud involved for that understanding.
Interesting. And that ties into the creative stuff too, right? Genmoji. Image playground.
Yeah, Genmoji is, well, you describe an emoji with text, maybe mix it with existing ones, and it makes a new one. Image Playground adds styles for generating images, like oil painting style, vector art. But here's the twist.
There's always a twist.
The sources say this part, the image generation, is powered by an opt-in ChatGPT integration.
Whoa, wait. Apple's using ChatGPT, OpenAI's model, inside iOS. That feels very un-Apple. They usually want to own the whole stack.
It really does. It's positioned as optional, something you choose to enable. But yeah, integrating a major external AI model like that into core features, that's a big step for them.
Beyond the fun stuff, what about practical AI, like organizing things?
Yes, intelligent summarization and organization. The idea is the AI can look at, say, a long email or web page and give you the gist. Or scan your notes, identify potential tasks, and suggest adding them to your reminders list, helping you manage information.
Okay, that could be useful.
And one more big one, clean up in photos. Finally, you can remove distracting things from your pictures, like that photo bomber in the background. Gone. Seamlessly, supposedly.
Oh, huh. Yeah, people have wanted that forever. So that's Apple Intelligence for users. What about for the people making the apps? Developers?
That's actually a huge part of this. Apple is giving developers direct access to the on-device large language model, the same one powering Apple Intelligence.
Why is on-device access the key thing there?
Because it lets developers build smart features into their apps that are also fast, private, and can work offline. They don't have to rely on sending your data to their own cloud or some third-party AI service. It could really kickstart a new wave of apps where privacy and speed are baked into the AI features themselves.
Okay, so that's AI, and we talked about the design, but what about just the regular apps, the stuff we use constantly? Did they get any love in iOS 26?
Oh, yeah. Lots of updates there. Messages, in particular, got a major revamp. The reports say at least 10 new features.
10 for messages. Wow, like what?
Okay, so polls. You can create polls right in group chats now. Super handy. Customizable chat backgrounds that everyone in the chat sees.
Oh,
They
interesting.
brought back sending and receiving Apple Cash directly in group chats.
Mhm.
Typing indicators for groups finally can see who's typing. And just an easier add contact button for groups.
Sounds like they're really trying to improve the group chat experience. Anything else?
Yeah, a couple more interaction things. A new select option lets you grab just part of the text in a message bubble more easily. That's been annoying people for ages.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
And on the safety side, better screening for unknown senders, and it'll try to automatically detect spam messages and shunt them off to a separate folder. Keep your main inbox cleaner.
Okay, and the big one for messaging, the Android situation.
Right. The sources are pretty clear. Expect end-to-end encryption for RCS messages. That's the standard used when messaging Android phones. For years, those haven't been secure like iMessages. This finally closes that gap. Huge for privacy when texting cross-platform.
That is genuinely a big deal. Okay, messages sounds packed. What else? Photos got cleanup? Anything more?
Yeah, expect more organizational tools, better editing, again, using that on-device intelligence to maybe help sort things automatically. The Health app gets new tools for developers too.
Like what?
APIs, so apps can, with your permission, access medication and dosage info you've logged. And new workout session APIs, so fitness apps can track things more accurately or offer live guidance. Things like HK Workout Session, HK Live Workout Builder. Technical stuff, but means better fitness apps.
And the journal app, is that getting smarter too?
Seems like it. Journaling suggestions will sync over iCloud now, so you can pick up on your iPad. And it'll try to give you smarter prompts about when to journal based on, your location and routine.
Privacy seems to be a theme even outside the AI stuff. What's new in Safari? Safari 26, I guess.
Yeah, big privacy upgrades there. It's going to block common browser fingerprinting techniques by default.
Fingerprinting. Remind me what that is again.
It's how websites try to identify your browser without cookies. They measure tiny details, screen size, CPU cores, installed fonts, things that make your setup unique. Blocking that makes you harder to track across different sites.
Okay, that sounds pretty robust.
And there's more. Link tracking protection, that thing that strips tracking IDs off URLs, it's expanding. It won't just be in private browsing anymore, but also for links you can mail and messages, another layer of anti-tracking.
Wow. Okay, even the phone app is getting changes.
A significant makeover, actually. Call screening is coming. It shows you a real-time transcript on your device of what an unknown caller is saying, so you can see if it's important before you answer. All private, on device.
That sounds incredibly useful.
And hold assist. This one's brilliant. You know when you're on hold with terrible music? It lets you mute the music, and then it alerts you when a human agent actually comes back on the line.
Sold. Everyone needs hold assist. Okay, one more big app change. A dedicated games app.
Yeah, a new pre-installed app called Games. It's basically a central hub for gaming on iOS and iPadOS.
What does it do? Pull everything together.
Exactly. Your Apple Arcade games, your Game Center profile and achievements, even regular App Store games you've downloaded, all in one place. Like a launcher.
And features.
Personalized recommendations, leaderboards, multiplayer stuff, a play together section to see what friends are up to and invite them. It's clearly Apple trying to consolidate and elevate their gaming ecosystem.
But still within their ecosystem, right?
So absolutely. It's Apple's world. Don't expect things like mods or connecting to Steam or anything. It's about organizing their games and services. Still, a significant step for mobile gaming on iPhone and iPad.
Okay, practicality check. Who actually gets iOS 26? Which iPhones?
The sources say iPhone 11 and newer, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 series, and the new iPhone 16 models, including that 16.
Which means iPhone X is out, and anything older.
Yep. iPhone X8, all those earlier models won't get iOS 26.
And the reason is likely the AI stuff, needing that processing power.
Almost certainly. The reports indicate that running Apple Intelligence efficiently on device just needs more modern chips than those older phones have.
Makes sense. And for people who want to try it early? Beta program.
Developer beta dropped right after the keynote, June 9th. Developers can grab it now through their accounts. The free tier helps there. Just settings, general software beta updates.
And for the non-developers, the public beta.
Scheduled for July sometime.
With the final general release coming.
Sometime this fall. Usually lines up with the new iPhone, so late September is a good bet.
Okay, let's step back then. Looking at all of this, the design, the AI, the app updates, what's the big picture? What's Apple's strategy here?
Well, it seems crystal clear they're betting heavily on on-device AI. That's the narrative. Privacy, speed, keeping your data yours. It's how they want to differentiate from Google, OpenAI, everyone else who relies more heavily on the cloud.
Right, so Apple Intelligence, maybe it wasn't full of, completely mind-blowing new AI tricks this year.
Maybe not fireworks in terms of brand new capabilities, no. But the focus is on the integration, making AI a seamless private part of the OS itself, not just a separate app or feature you invoke. That deep integration is the strategy.
And that name change, too. iOS 26 instead of iOS 19 or whatever it would have been. Feels like they're signaling a new chapter, right?
Definitely feels symbolic. A line in the sand for the AI era. Although, interestingly, the market reaction was kind of meh. Apple stock dipped a bit after the event.
Why do you think? Investors not wowed.
Could be caution about how quickly these AI features translate to actual revenue. A lot of it is utility and privacy, not necessarily new paid services. And maybe that mixed reaction to liquid glass didn't help investor confidence initially.
But the long game for Apple is still that tight ecosystem, right? Hardware, software, services, all working together.
Absolutely. Total control over the experience. You saw Federighi talking about iPadOS getting more Mac-like multitasking. It's all part of that slow, steady integration and evolution within their walls.
So, circling back to liquid glass and the Vista jokes. While the look is getting heat, the overall update seems much deeper than just aesthetics.
For sure. Apple's clearly hoping the substance, the private AI, the core app improvements, the gaming hub outweighs any initial visual concerns. It's a package deal.
And in the end, what will determine if iOS 26 is a success?
Pretty simple, really. Do people use it? Does the AI actually feel helpful day to day? And do people trust the privacy promises? Do the app updates make things genuinely better? Does the design grow on people or does it remain an annoyance? It comes down to that daily experience.
Right. So we've got this bold, maybe divisive liquid glass look. We've got powerful on-device AI focused squarely on privacy and a whole host of updates to the apps people rely on every day. Messages, photos, Safari, even the phone app. It's definitely a huge update aiming to reshape how you interact with your iPhone and iPad.
Apple's placing a massive bet on this integrated on-device intelligence approach. That's their path forward in the AI wars, it seems.
Yeah, but the question remains, right? Will that visual design win people over eventually? Or is the real long-term story going to be the quiet competence of the privacy-first AI and those practical app improvements? It kind of leaves you wondering, does Apple's flavor of integrated private AI feel like the evolution you need in your digital life? Or is the cutting edge, the real excitement, maybe happening elsewhere with those big cloud models? Definitely something to chew on while we wait for that public beta this summer.